Thank you for tuning in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. You're now listening to Candidly Crawford radio show, and I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm Teresa.
And we are Candidly Crawford.
All about God, marriage, life, and everything in between. So, basically, Candidly Crawford is a spinoff of our podcast. So, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome to our show. We are definitely glad that you are here, tuned in with us. Tune in every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight's sponsor, should I say, of the Candidly Crawford radio show is the Candidly Crawford radio
podcast.
The podcast.
Yes, the podcast.
Radio pod. I'm gonna get it right. All right.
Podcast, radio. It's almost the same thing.
It is. So tonight's sponsor of the Candidly Crawford radio show is the Candidly Crawford podcast, available on all of your favorite podcast platforms and also available on the Candidly Crawford YouTube channel. So head over to YouTube, search for Candidly Crawford, or just type in at Candidly Crawford and subscribe and follow for more content beyond our radio show. All right.
Yeah. So, Teresa, how was your week?
My week was good. Actually, even though we work from home together.
Yeah.
Work was working this week. I'm not even going to lie.
For both of us, right?
Yes, it was quite busy. No time for...
No meetups or nothing. Let's eat lunch together.
We haven't done that. It's
been busy.
Very busy.
Yes.
So I will say it's been quite a week. But we did have a chance to keep our lovely 6-month-old goddaughter, Brielle.
Yes.
So that's always a great highlight. So that was the highlight of my week. I would say that despite of how tired I was, yes.
The highlight of my week is usually around food. We had date night.
Yeah, that is true.
We had date night this week.
Yeah.
Had a lovely burger and fries. Smash burgers.
We did. So we can mention the name of this one because it was great service. It was our first time there. We went to Bay's Burgers.
In Morrisville.
Oh, man. If y'all like smash burgers.
And good fries.
The service was phenomenal. It's a small little spot, but... Whew.
Going up there.
Yeah.
Tell them we sent you.
Tell them we sent you. It was very good. Very well worth it. So... If you guys are ever in the Mooresville area, check out Bay's Burgers. We actually love them. So shout out to Bay's Burgers for a great date night for the Crawfords.
Yeah, so that was the highlight. You know, as you said, we kept our goddaughter. She's 6 months. She's full of energy.
Yes.
And so we enjoyed our time. You know, she slept through the night, so that's always a plus.
Yeah, she slept all through the night. No getting up, feeding, and all that. We're loving her at this stage, so... She's definitely a joy to be around.
Them first couple of months, though. Them every 2 to 3 hours waking up. I said, I don't see how parents can do it, but Lord, that was a struggle.
It was, but it's given us great practice.
Whenever we have children.
Whenever baby Crawford is on the way. So I think she's given us great practice. So another thing I ventured out on this week is...
Come on.
For some of you about the TikTok series, Risa Tisa, I went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, she did. I did. I got the cliff note. Basically, I found out the whole story within 3 minutes, but she went down the rabbit hole.
I'm nosy because I still want to get, the meat.
The meat of it.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's been great. I heard there's over 50 clips. I'm only on 14. So, God, yeah, I'm not trying to spend as much time on that than I'm spending in the Word. So I've been trying to have a healthy balance.
But you still gonna watch them?
Yeah,
okay.
But it's been a healthy balance though. It's only about 2 or 3 videos a day.
And then the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean, tell them that.
Yeah.
So Teresa, what are we talking about today?
So the topic of tonight's show is what about your friends? We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and ugly of friendships. So mainly we're going to talk about the cycle of friendships. Basically the importance of friendships, the value of friendships, and how do we cope when we had to let go of some of those friendships as well. So we're actually going to dive in a little deeper after the break. So we're going to go a little bit old school just to kind of get your mind jumping a little bit. We're going to kick it off with TLC's What About Your Friends?
Thank you for tuning in to Candidly Crawford Radio Show. After this song, we'll be right back.
We are Candidly Crawford Radio.
All about God, marriage, life, and everything in between.
Tune in every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern as we candidly share our thoughts and experiences on life and relationships with a few laughs too. Interested in growing your business by advertising on our radio show? Need a dynamic duo or host to speak at your event? Connect with us. Email us at candidlycrawford@gmail.com or at Candidly Crawford on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through the free TuneIn app, Streema, Apple Music, Radio Seed, and more. You're listening to the Candidly Crawford Radio Show, and I'm your host, Teresa.
And I'm your host, Nick.
And we are
Candidly Crawford.
Now, if you're just tuning in to the Candidly Crawford Radio Show, we are talking about, the topic of tonight is about friendships.
Friendships.
So yes, the cycle of friendships, the importance of friendships, the value of friendships, and we're actually going to dig into some of the friendships we had to let go along the way in our life's journey as well. So I'm going to just kick it off to you, Dick.
Go ahead.
You know, when did you realize the importance of friendships in your life?
When did I realize the importance of friendships? So I'm gonna take it all the way back to when I was a kid. Okay. You know, I grew up with my brother and my sister, and I realized the importance of friendships when I wanted to play sports. and that sounds funny, but it's true. Like, you know, you wanted to play against somebody, and then when you was playing against somebody, you wanted somebody on your team.
That's true.
Somebody who knew who you were, knew how you played. So, you know,
that can help you win.
Help me win. Yes, I need you to help me win. So, with my brother, we always played together. He knew how I played. I knew how he played, and that friendship is the longest friendship, you know, I have to this day. My friend or my brother, like, we grew up, and I can tell this story that when he went off to college, like, I broke down and cried because that was my best friend. He was gone. Aww. And like, we fought like other brothers did. But when he was going off to college, I was like, I'm about to lose my best friend.
Aww.
You know, so that's when I understood the importance of friendship. How about yourself?
I would say one of the most important parts of my life was when my parents were going through a divorce at the time, and I was working and going to high school, just trying to finish up a little early. Mm-hmm. And I met my best friend. We're still best friends now to this day. She knows who she is. Her name is Slim.
Slim.
I ain't gonna put her whole name out there, but
we love you, girl.
We love you. We basically, she was my best. Like, when I say her and her family, like, definitely took me in, like, seriously, through some of the roughest moments of my life. Seriously, where my life could have went totally left. Like, they welcomed me in. Like, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna start crying because every time I talk about it, I start to cry. But I will say, like, her and her family have definitely been a constant in my life. And I realized, like, the importance of friendships. It wasn't just her, you know, me calling her a friend. She is truly a friend. Seriously, the good, the bad, the ugly. She
sounds more like family.
Basically, I do consider her family. So to me, friend is somebody is not. I don't use that term loosely.
Yes.
These days, unfortunately, a lot of people do use that term loosely. So that leads into my next question. When did you realize the importance between an associate and what you would call a friend? So what is a friend to you?
A friend to me is somebody who will tell the truth, who knows who I am, knows how I would take the truth. Sometimes they'll give it to me raw, and I wouldn't want it that way. But because they see something in me, they'll give it to me and be like, yo, you gotta step up.
Right.
Somebody who sees the best in me, sees that I'm going down the wrong path, and be like, nah, bro, you gotta stop. And so that's how I view friendship. And then an associate is somebody I'll just be like, hey, I know you. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, hey, what up?
You cool. But I couldn't give my truth to them and expect them to hold it.
That's true.
You know, even with my friends today, I can tell them the 100% raw truth and won't have to worry about them spilling it or anything like that.
Yeah, that's why my circle is super small.
Yeah.
The two main best friends I do have is basically each about 20 plus years of friendship each. And like I said, they seen me before Christ, during Christ, still with Christ.
Slipping with Christ.
Slipping while I'm with Christ. They've seen it all. But I thank God for them because they're the ones I could travel with. I could just call them. We don't have to talk every single day or every single week. We could just pick up the phone and talk like we just pick right back up. But the thing is like if I need prayer, if I need somebody to, hey, tell me, hey, you wrong. Like call me out. That's what I need. And those are the two people that I have. So my friends, I'm going to just go ahead and say their name.
Go ahead.
My friend Sharon.
Okay.
I ain't gonna give the last name because I don't want everybody looking her up. Y'all don't need to be all on my friend like that. Also, Sharon and Janita, they know who they are. We were born and raised in the same city. We are all living in different cities now, but I'm telling you, they are my dogs for life. Like seriously. Yeah. So I would definitely say those are true friends. Now, outside of like my family, like my sister's my best friend as well. Right. But outside of my family, they are family. Those are my sisters. So okay. They do call me on my BS. I will say that, and I can appreciate that. Yeah. It's no love lost, and you want people like that would give you the raw, real truth versus then. I don't want a yes man. I just don't. Because if you see me jumping off the ship because everybody else jumping off the ship, I need you to be like, sis, we ain't jumping off.
Pull me back. Since we are over here shouting out friends, my friend since high school, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Rob texted me the other day on some stuff that we were dealing with. And he was like, do I need to pull up? I was like, bruh, pull up if you want to. We can ride out. Nah, but Rob, we've been best friends since junior in high school. Yeah. We went to the prom together. Like, we wanted to rap together.
Yeah, I forgot about y'all.
Oh, yeah. We had a song, a video, and everything.
Lord.
It didn't go nowhere.
The Lord knew.
It didn't go nowhere.
The Lord knew that y'all did not need to be rappers. So shout out to Rob.
And Jacoby, you know.
And Jacoby.
That's
my brother. That's my brother.
My spiritual advisor. When I want to go jump at somebody, he's like, nah, brother. What would Jesus do?
I'm telling that baby just love the Lord.
He do.
I love it. And his beautiful wife, Rochelle.
I'd be like, Jesus did fight in the church, though. It was flipping tables. So if he flipped tables, I can flip somebody.
You always try to justify something.
Hey, that's why we got these friends to stop us.
They help keep us in check. Now, I would say this. Have you had any friendships that have changed over the years? So I know one thing we've talked about before is how friendships, they change when you get married.
Yes.
And they change at different, stages of your life. But
I think
one for us was...
Yeah, the most recent was for when we got married. And... I've had a few talks with a few friends, and I was initially like, oh, we're going to be friends. You like Teresa and she likes you and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
But now I realize that our lives wasn't going in the same direction. Mm-hmm. So it was selfish of me to try to hold on to a friendship that has served its purpose.
That's true.
And it was selfish of them to try to hold on to me because they enjoyed our friendship. Now, we can still be cool. I feel like relationships, they come in stages.
They do.
Some of them, because we forever. But,
that part.
They'll come in stages, and when you need them the most, they're there. And when life happens, because life does happen,
it does.
They can serve a purpose in a different area of your life. Maybe they might not be your best friend, but they still be there if you need them.
Right.
And that was one lesson I had to learn, especially when I got married, because now everything I would tell my friends, I'm telling you. So, there's nothing for us to discuss besides like how's your life going, any big plans or anything like that. My most darkest or my most intimate secrets are you're holding them. Yeah. So
that pillow talk be something else at night, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
I love it.
It's cool, unless I'm sleepy and you want to talk, then I'm gonna fall asleep. We can talk about it.
We'll pick it up in the morning.
So, how have they changed for you though?
Well, I've been married before.
Okay.
Before Nick. So Nick is my forever. That first one I had no business, but nonetheless, that's a different show. Okay. But I would say your friendships do change. Or like when your life changes, like big life events, there's I would say when your life is in different stages and when you're being elevated.
Yeah.
I would say that from a spiritual standpoint, you have to realize that everybody can go with you.
Yeah, I have a saying.
And it hurts.
Yes, I have a saying. Like, if you can't grow with me, you can't go with me.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
That's a word.
Like, because we all grow. And some grow as grass and some grow as weeds.
That's true.
Grass and weeds cannot be together.
That's true.
So,
because the weed gonna choke out the grass.
Right. And I can't have you choking out my friendships or our life if I'm trying to connect with you. If you're not grass and you're not growing with us, then you can't go with us.
Now, I'm gonna say that I've had some friends that unfortunately some friendships they just didn't. I realized they were more associates than friends.
Yeah.
And that was a hard reality to swallow at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, nah, they my friend. We went to college together, this, that, And shout out, I did leave out one of my best friends, Vidicus Thomas.
Viddy in the city, what's up, man?
Yes, I'm sorry, Viddy. When I mentioned college, I thought about you. I'm sorry, I was just too wrapped up, getting emotional at the time. But aside from him, there were some friends I did lose, and it was very hurtful. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm just like, how could they turn on me like that? I didn't do nothing. But then I realized, like, God spoke to me, it was just like, look, where I'm taking you, they can't go.
Right.
And it may not have been the best way how I would have imagined us ending our friendship, but
because
now I realize it.
Because you want to ride off into the sunset with people that you've grown up with.
Of course. But
and sometimes they just get kicked off the train. I'm sorry, but like everybody can't.
Yeah, they got booted like throw mama from the train.
Right.
But yeah.
So
Lord forgive me, that was ugly. No, for real, that was a hard reality and a hard truth to swallow. I know you actually went through that yourself.
Yes.
Because unfortunately you realize that you've been more of a friend to that person or those people more than they have been a friend to you.
Yes.
That's an ugly truth to swallow. Then you just sit there like, darn, how did I not realize this?
Right. And then when you need them the most, they're not who you need.
That's true.
And then you're starting to realize it's like, hey, they say hindsight is 20/20. So you're looking back and you was like, when you needed me, I was there. I don't care what was going on. I dropped the ball for you. And when I need you, you have stipulations. And so once you start realizing, realizing like, I really don't need you like I thought I did.
Yeah.
And it's hard because you put years.
That's true.
Into relationships.
You think about the years, the countless phone calls, the prayers, the money, y'all, borrowing money from,
Right.
But there's no love lost because you consider that person your friend. But when you realize that, when your life is changing and I'm not saying that not saying they're bad people. Right. They're just not meant for the long haul. Season. They're not meant for the long haul. They serve their purpose, and it's time for us to move on. And we have to, go to God and ask Him to help us to let them go. So that for me, that was a hard thing to do. And I know for you, I was there when that happened to you, so I know how hard that was for you as well. So. Yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but I'm glad for the friendships because sometimes I know we talked about our friendships being 20 plus years, but there are some great friends that have come into our life that we consider family. We've known them for even less than a year, or even a year and some change, and I'm telling you, like, they have been those people. Like, those are our people. So I thank God for them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tashona and Jawan.
Yes, those are my people. I think one thing that I did realize as we grow, as like when we have to pluck out different friendships from our lives, that gives other people opportunity to grow with you.
Exactly.
You know, like you said, we just met some really phenomenal people, and in this season of our lives, I feel like we needed them, and it was God, because you know, if we would have met them 10 years ago, maybe they would not have been our friends.
Probably not, to be honest.
But, you know, he put them in this season for a reason.
Right, at the right place at the right time. So I thank God for that. I thank God for discernment. All right. So anything you want to wrap up? What would you want to leave with the people before we take a quick break?
Before we take a quick break, I think I just want to let the people know that, hey, it's okay to have friends for years. Understand that some people are going to drop off along the way, but leave that opportunity for somebody else to come in, because you never know what they could give you.
Exactly. So all loss doesn't mean this is a negative loss. It could definitely be a positive,
right?
Because that's allowing somebody else that's meant to be there for you. So we're gonna take a quick break, guys, and we're gonna come right on back. Thank you for tuning in to the Candidly Crawford Radio Show.
We are Candidly Crawford Radio,
all about God, marriage, life, and everything in between.
Tune in every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern as we candidly share our thoughts and experiences on life and relationships with a few laughs too. Interested in growing your business by advertising on our radio show? Need a dynamic duo or host to speak at your event? Connect with us. Email us at candidlycrawford@gmail.com or at Candidly Crawford on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram.
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those who streaming live through free TuneIn radio app, Streamer, Apple Music, Radio Seed, and more. You're now listening to Candidly Crawford Radio Show, and I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm Teresa, and we are
Candidly Crawford.
So if you guys are just tuning in, you missed a great discussion. We were talking about friendships, the cycle of friendships, the value of friendships, the importance of friendships, and then just our experiences and having to let some of those friendships go. And just learning along the way in our life's journey about how important, the importance of friendship, should I say. So we always do a segment at the end of our show called the Candid Tip of the Week. So the Candid Tip of the Week is actually basically just two scriptures that we want to share with you. The first one comes from Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 10, basically talking about friendships, two are better than one. And this one says, if either of them falls down, no one can help. One can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. So I'm gonna read that again because I messed that up.
Okay.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 10, talking about friendships. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. So basically, it's important to have great friends in your life because you're there to help each other along the way.
Right.
The last one I do want to share is Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17. A friend is always loyal and a brother is born to help in the time of need. Again, make sure your friends are loyal. Make sure they're friends and not associates.
Right.
Don't mistake calling associates friends.
Right.
But if you ever are feeling lonely, there's always a friend that sticks closer to any brother. And we all know who that is. That is Jesus Christ. So definitely invite him into your heart at any given time in your life. He will lead you and guide you every step of the way. Don't be scared to talk to him. Talk to him just like me and Nick talking to each other. He don't require all the hooping and hollering or anything formal. He loves you just the way you are. So we're going to take it out. We're going to leave you with one of our favorite songs by Israel Houghton, Friend of God. And remember, our mantra of the Candidly Crawford Radio Show is what?
We are blessed to be a blessing.
Until next week, guys. Bye.
Peace.